Hey gifted crafters, welcome back to our Saturday CrafterNoon. I see a lot of you guys are in the chat jumping around and answering some of that trivia question. Now today's session, this is live number 60, and I can tell you that this is one of my most exciting and fun sessions to do because today we're going to be announcing who our third quarter trivia master is. So stay tuned because we'll be announcing that winner today. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I host these weekly live sessions to talk about all things crafting. We talk about things from sewing, knitting, crocheting, decoupage, and just so much more. So if that's something that you're looking to maybe get some ideas for, maybe a little craft show that's coming up, or maybe you're just looking for some gift giving ideas, this is the perfect place for that. If you have an Etsy shop, this could help you as well. We like to share tips, tricks, and ideas, and I share some of the projects and some money saving tips as well. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's session. We have a lot of fun in store for you today. Now let's just jump into the holidays, because I'm a holiday girl and I love to kind of just tell you guys what holidays are coming up, and maybe there's some holidays that are not as recognizable as some people think. So I like to kind of go through those real quick. So if you haven't seen that going across on your screen, today is National Frugal Fun Day. It is also World Card Making Day, and it is World Cotton Day. So really some fun little holidays that are just about around. So I thought you guys would appreciate knowing about that. But Frugal Fun Day, I got something for you for that today. So we'll be sharing some of that with you as well. So if you haven't noticed, and if you are new, we do start every session at the top of the hour with some trivia. And we have trivia questions that we've been doing now for I guess over a year or so. I mean, this is our 60th live, and we continue to do these every week. And these trivia questions are just random crafting questions. They can come from any type of craft. And you may have noticed people on the chat have been participating on the answers to some of those trivia. That is because we're all competing for the Trivia Master. And every quarter, I will announce who the Trivia Master is. We do keep track of these points, and we do post that out on our community site. So if you are looking to maybe kind of have a little bit of bragging rights, you know, maybe you just love trivia, and you want to participate, just go ahead at the top of the hour. You do have to be here for the lives in order to do that. So if you're catching the replay, you can kind of just catch up to see what the questions were. And just have a little fun with that. But in order to participate for the chance to be a trivia master, you can just come to the lives, and we do start them off at the top of the hour and have, generally it is 4 trivia questions every week. And once you participate in the chat and put in your answers, we will be tracking them, and we will continue to track them throughout the quarter. And then at the end of the quarter, we will be selecting who our trivia master is. And today we'll be announcing who our third quarter trivia master is. Now, the questions that you saw at the beginning of this hour are the first set of questions for our fourth quarter trivia master. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, you came in at a great time, because this is the very first session of questions to be able to qualify to win for the Trivia Master at the end of the year. So I hope you guys really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun, and we'll be kind of revealing all of that later today. So remember, all the questions did reset, and so we're starting a whole new quarter. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun with that. Okay, couple other updates that I have for you is in regards to my baby budgie. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, I do have some birds in the house. I have budgies, or parakeets is what they're more known as. And I have a girl budgie by the name of Sunshine. I have a boy budgie by the name of Blueberry, or we call him Blue. And we now have a baby budgie that is now 24 days old. and it's starting to really look like a teen, I think. I know it's got that baby look, but it's starting to look like the teen. So take a look, guys. This is what it looks like now. And as you can see, yellow and blue make green. And so I think the feathers have finally revealed themselves. We were not sure if it was going to be a yellow bird or a blue bird. It ended up being a green bird, yellow and green. So it's yellow and green now. It's starting to look like a little teenager to me now. It's pretty big. It's grown up so fast. She's still kind of feeding the baby. Although I'm starting to see that they're trying to teach it to, I guess, feed itself, right? It has not flown yet, and it will not fly probably until December from what I'm reading. That's when I guess they get the real strength in their wings and they're able to start to attempt to fly. So for right now, it has not flown yet. It's still kind of in the little nesting area. Mom and dad are doing awesome, and they're being like a perfect little parents, and the mom does not leave the side. Very once in a while, she'll kind of get out, venture it, and come back. But they've been doing absolutely great. It's been very, very pleasant experience, very healthy. I don't know if you hear in the background, but I hear it chirping array right now. And so, you know, they've just really been flourishing, and I'm excited about it. So really a lot of fun with that. So I just wanted to update you guys on that. Now, I am a little bit under the weather. In fact, all week long, everybody has been under the weather in this household. So I do have my tea here. So my voice may be a little raspy, so don't adjust that volume setting. Yes, it is me. I'm a little bit congested, but I'm going to try to get through this as best as I can. And let's see. I see a bunch of things going through in the chat, but I think you guys are all good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. A lot of you asking about the baby budgie. Yeah, I figured I'd give the update because a lot of people were asking about them. I still don't have a name, but now we have colors. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm still kind of debating what I can call this baby. I think, and we all think, it's a girl. We think. I mean, the colors and I forget what it's called, the Severica. I forgot the name. On top of the beak, it's like a beigeish pink color, which kind of indicates it's a girl. Whether if it were blue, it would be a boy, but I think this one is a girl. So I think we have a girl budgie, guys. So I'm really in need of some names. So if you guys could really help me out, I would appreciate if you can just jump some names either in the chat or, you know, maybe on Facebook or something. Just let me know. I'm looking for ideas for some names for our new baby budgie. Not sure what to call her, but I'll need your help with that, guys. So I would appreciate it if you guys think of any names. Just let me know. Okay, getting back to our crafting. So I've told you guys about the trivia at the top of the hour. We're announcing our third quarter Trivia Master today, and I'll be doing that later on. Now, last week, if you didn't get to tune in last week, that was live number 59. We used an adapter, I have one here, to make a beanie on our Centro machine. Struggled a little bit there, had a little bit of some challenges, but we got through it, and we got through a beanie. And we also selected 2 winners. I know in the live we did 1, but I decided to go ahead and pick 1 more person as well. And I did ship out the beanies to them, and so they did confirm that they received it, and I think they posted it out on Facebook, which is awesome. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that, and I think they liked it. And so, you know, it was the yarn that I used was an I Love This yarn, and this is what it looked like. And the colors on this yarn, you know, I just love them. They scream fall. It's just one of my favorites. It's got all the colors that I love. I actually tried to go back to Hobby Lobby and see if I could pick up another scheme, and they didn't have it anymore. So, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me just show you here. This is what it looks like, kind of close up of it. Okay, and this color is called Cinnamon Cedar, and I got it at Hobby Lobby, but when I went back to get some more, they were completely out. So I think a lot of people were snatching these up. So if you see them out there, go ahead and snatch it. And if you're thinking of doing a project that you're going to need a few schemes, you may want to grab a few, because I did grab a couple and I did have enough to just luckily do everything that I wanted with it. Then I decided maybe I'd do one more, and then I tried to go back and get it, and there was just no way. Was not there anymore. So, but there was one thing that I was able to do. I couldn't find the yarn in the weight category that I wanted, which we were using a medium weight, 4-weight for, excuse me, I'm sorry, for the beanies that we were doing. So it is a medium weight, and they didn't have that when I went back, but they did have it in the exact same color. So it's still cinnamon cedar color, and it is still the I Love This Yarn brand or company, but instead of I Love This Yarn, it's actually I Love This Chunky. And so it is a number 5 bulky weight, and this is what that one looks like. So you could see a little bit of the difference here. Try to put them side by side. So you have the I Love This Yarn, and then you have I Love This Chunky. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab some tea that I've been sipping on because my throat is a little raspy. Okay, so they did not have, like I said, the medium weight, so I was able to pick up the I Love This Chunky. Now, this is a bulky yarn, and I had seen like different mixed reviews in regards to this yarn running it through your Centro machine. But then I also found this yarn to have some people saying it had no problems when they were running it through their Addy. So I'm going to give this yarn a chance to see. I'm going to first try it on the Centro to see if I have any issues, but if I do have any issues, I'm going to switch over to my Addy machine and see if I can kind of run this bulky in through the machine. And what I'm really looking to do with this, since I've already have the beanies, but I wanted to see if I can do a set with a little scarf. So I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I am under the weather, so it's a little difficult for me. But so that's what I want to do with this chunky yarn. I still love the colors on it, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to turn out since it is that much chunky, and then kind of do a little comparison to see what they look like. So I'll let you guys know how that turns out. So this is kind of like my project that's in the works. So since I've kind of been under the weather all week, as well as everyone pretty much in my household, so I didn't get to do too much crafting, but I did have some things that I wanted to share with you last week, and I totally forgot, and we kind of ran out of time. So I'm going to kind of just go through those briefly and then just talk about a couple other things that we want to discuss. First of all, it's just a couple things. Of course, you guys know I love my Dollar Tree, right? There's a couple of crafting supplies at the Dollar Tree that I noticed has started to pop up, and I wanted to share that with you because these could be some really money-saving tips for you guys. One of the things that I noticed is that the Dollar Tree has these Crafter Squares polyester fiber fill. And if you can see here, this is pretty much just the polyfill that you would normally get. And I usually go to the Walmart and I get like that pretty big bag, which I think is a great deal as well. But if you're not looking to maybe invest in that much polyfill, you have a really small project, you don't need all that much. This is a pretty good amount. It's about 4 ounces of it. And again, it's at the Dollar Tree, so $1.25 is what it will cost you. And I thought it was pretty neat that, you know, the quality of the polyester fill itself is not that bad as well. Remember, this is the stuff that you would stuff on the inside, so like pillow stuffings, or if you're into knitting and crocheting and you're doing maybe like little dollies and things like that, this is what you would put on the inside. So it really won't be something that can be seen per se. And it is pretty soft. It's not very stiff. So, you know, it's a great buy, you know. So I just wanted to let you guys know that they actually had these at the Dollar Tree, and I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I did want to show that over to you, bring that over to you. The other thing I wanted to share with you as well is that also at the Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square area, they have fusible interfacing. And you can get, it's about 20 inches by a yard. This is what the package looks like. And it's just basic interfacing. So if you are sewing and you're looking for a light interface, this is, you know, really not a bad deal. I know you can go to Pellon, you know, Joann's and all that to get it, but if you're just doing a small project, you're getting about a yard. And I'm not going to unfold the whole entire thing, but it's pretty good. It's really, you know, decent quality. So I thought for someone that maybe is just looking, maybe you're just starting out, or you're just looking for just a quick little item and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, and, you know, really maybe space could be an issue, and you don't want to store these huge bulks of interfacing in your house, this may be a perfect solution for you. And I'm so sorry. They have these at the dollar store, so it's actually not too bad. It's fusible interfacing and it's by Crafter Square. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be coughing away today, and I really hope that that doesn't come through so horrible, but it's just how I've been pretty much all week. Well, thanks, Rob. Robin gave some suggestions for a name. Thanks, Robin. Yeah, I'm looking for all kinds of suggestions. So any suggestions you guys can give for the name, I appreciate that. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me move on because I have a couple other things that I want to show you that I did pick up that they had. Now, this is something, it's not new, but I don't remember if I've showed these to you, and I think it's a great way to store some things. So they have this Crafter Square. It's called a retractable holder, and basically it's just like a little empty, kind of like a case, and I guess you can kind of pull it all the way apart, and it's just like a little tube where you can just store things. And what you can store on here, they have some examples of some things like for pencils and brushes and things like that. But for me, I thought storing my knitting needles would be great because a lot of the knitting needles are usually pretty tall and they come in different sizes and stuff. So I think this is a nice place to be able to put them all in one place and they'll stay together and I don't have to worry about losing them. I like that you kind of turn it in order to kind of lock it in place, and you can keep it as big or as small as you like, and then it has like a little hanging thing and I can kind of just keep it on the side. So it helps me to kind of store all of my things together, and I thought it was something that, you know, you can use. Now, these are just some things that are kind of new for the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree now carries stitch markers. I was excited to see these guys. Super excited when I saw these. They have stitch markers, and they're 35 stitch markers, and it comes inside like a little case. This is what it looks like. And that's big. I mean, stitch markers, I mean, you can get them in Amazon, you know, but just knowing that Dollar Tree has them, you really don't have to spend a lot of money on stitch markers. I mean, some people even just use bobby pins as a stitch marker. But if I can pick it up at the Dollar Tree and there's 35 stitch markers that come in a little plastic case that I can store, that's great. So I thought that was a great little deal. And that's something new that I hadn't seen before. So I was really happy when I saw that. The other thing that I saw are these finger guides. And these finger guides, I've seen them on and off. Let me just show that here. This is what they look like. And they're just little guides that you slip them onto your finger, and it helps you to kind of keep the yarn in a certain position so that you're able to pick them up either while you're knitting it or while you're crocheting it. They have all different ones. I've seen Amazon has some pretty fancy. They look like little rings that you put on. And those are pretty neat too. But you really don't need all the big bells and whistles, especially for this type of craft. You really don't need much. And this one kind of gives you the guides. Now, the good thing about this is like it comes 4 in a pack. And you can do it, and now let me see if I can show you from the picture itself. As you can see, maybe in the picture, I hope you guys can see that. You can pick up different strands of yarn. So if you're doing a project that requires multiple colors and you're interchanging the colors in the project and working them into the project itself, and you have these finger guides, they kind of hold the yarn for each color that you're doing, and you can kind of mix them and not have to keep, like, you know, disconnecting, putting it on the side and picking it up. Like, you can have them all at your fingertips. And so as you're changing the colors in your project, you know, you don't have to go digging around looking for the ball of yarn or where's the ends of that one. And so this one kind of helps you move a little bit faster on your project because you have the yarn that you're working with, all different colored yarns that you have within your project, all at your fingertips. So I thought that was pretty neat. They do sell them in other places, but I mean, this is really, this is all you need. You don't really need anything fancy or expensive to do this with your project. So I thought this was a great find at the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that they were out there. Now, for those of you who have the Centro or Addy machines and you're starting to venture into doing projects that are require longer rows, and so you'll start to see, you know, how in the middle the yarn actually drapes down, and it could cause issues with your tensions. Sometimes sometimes some people will use clamps to kind of even out the tension from the beginning, and so I was happy to see some of these crafting clamps at the Dollar Tree. They come at 2 in a pack. And these actually can be good for several things, right? Not just for knitting. So if you are using the Addy or Centro machine, you can use these clamps as your weight to kind of hold down the yarn. I've also seen this clamps being used for embroidery. So as you're embroidering things and you get into little tight places and you're trying to hold things into place, especially if you're doing something like onesies and things like that, that's really sometimes a little difficult to kind of, you know, make sure that it's spread out and out of the way so the needle doesn't touch it. You can try using the clamps, and the clamps sometimes can help kind of keep everything in order so that you can finish the embroidery on your machine. But these are some crafting clamps. They're again by Crafter Square. They come 2 in a pack, and I thought that would be really, really neat in order to have that. Excuse me. So let me grab another sip of my tea. And I'm just gonna glance real quick. I don't know if I've missed anything here on the chat. Donna says she used those plastic stitch markers. They are great for stitching ends of pot holders. Great. So we've got someone who actually have used them as well. Taisha Banks, she says, I cut out pieces for my tree skirt and I'm ready to go. Oh, she's answering to Robin. Awesome. Nice. Oh, she says the clamps are good for embroidery, especially when using fast frames. Yes, Taisha, thanks. It's true. Yeah, and I think it's a great deal. You get 2 clamps and they're pretty decent size. They're pretty big clamps. So you know, I was really excited to see those because that will really help a lot as you're doing some stuff. And then 2 things that I found that were pretty new. Let me grab that. And I thought this was exciting because it's the first time I've ever seen these. They have yarn, and let's get the name right, yarn knitting spool set. And then they have the yarn knitting spool. So these are knitting spools. So if you have an Addy and Essential, you already have your machine and your spool, I guess you want to call it. But if you don't have any of those machines, guess what, guys? You can run to the dollar store and you can use these spools to create things. With the yarn, that they even sell yarn at the Dollar Tree, and you can just grab one of these spools and you're good to go. You can start making stuff right away. You really don't have to spend a ton of money to be able to start to craft things, whether it's knitting or crocheting or anything like that, because they do sell that as well. They sell the crochet hooks. They even sell the knitting needles, and now they sell these spools that you can just do by hand, working it around. So these are a lot of fun too, and this is the first time I've seen them carrying these, so I thought that was pretty neat. They're really starting to grow their knitting section and crochet section, so I was excited to see some of that, because now more and more people will be able to do some knitting and crocheting, because they're finding it relatively inexpensive. So that kind of excites me. Okay. Boy, really struggling. Oh, Judy says eat lots of garlic in your foods. It's a great way to knock out the germs. Then the vampires will stay away. Thank you. Well, I do use a lot of garlic in my cooking. I do, I have to say. I admit that. I'm a fan of garlic. I love garlic. I put garlic in everything. But I like raw garlic, you know, just miced. Throw it in everything. It's awesome. So a couple other things that sorry. A couple other things that I wanted to let you guys know. So Missouri Star Quilting Company had their birthday bash not too long ago, and so I don't know if some of you tuned into that. They had some live events that you could tune in and watch everything that they were doing over in Missouri, and so you can also kind of participate in some of the sales and things that they had going on. And so I picked up a couple of things, and this is their little birthday bash. They called it Flat Chunk. And they have a little app now, so you can get the information on the Missouri Star Quilting Company through that. I picked up a couple of little things. One of my favorite little things that I saw, this is like a little carry-along guide on hand and machine needles, and it's called Know Your Needles. And this is what it looks like. And it's just basically a little guide. I'm so sorry. It's a little guide on the needles themselves. And so the needles, it talks about, you know, the different types of needles, the anatomy of a needle itself, what the needles are used for, you know, what type of needle you should be using for which type of fabrics and things like that. And it's just basically a nice little guide to have. And I like to kind of keep them on the side just to have for my, it's not just on machine needles, it's also hand needles as well. So it's got a wealth of information of all different types of needles and what you can be using them for, the sizes, the fabrics, the threads. So I thought it was a nice little handy reference guide to have, and so I was able to pick this up pretty cheap from Missouri Star. So I did pick that up. I also picked up a couple of things here. This is the Easy Quilted Zipper Tote pattern that I was able to pick up. That's what it looks like. So I want to try to make this quilted zipper tote. This is just the pattern instruction, so I will have to kind of go through this and kind of work out how this bag is made. So I did pick one up of these, but I also picked up it's by Sally Tomato, And this is it's one of the newer ones. It's called the Misty bag. So Misty is one of the girls from Missouri Star Quilting Company, and they have a little bag, and I really thought that the bag was really cute. I think it's very functional, and so I'm excited to kind of work this bag as well. You can quilt it, don't necessarily have to, but it's not just a bag, it's also kind of a backpack as well. So this is what it looks like. It's by Sally Tomato. And these are some of the features and recommendations on here. So you can see a little bit of how you could use the bag. So you can see it as a backpack. You can also use it as a regular bag. So I like that multi-purpose functionality that the bag has. So I wanted to try to kind of play with that. And then, you know, once I'm used to this one, I want to see if I can spin off something that's similar, kind of in my own style. So I thought that was pretty neat. I'm so sorry. I did also pick up a couple of appliques. They have these fusible fabric appliques that I was able to pick up, and let me just show that one to you. I want to be able to make a little, either a bag or something where maybe a little panel, and you can see a piece of it. This is the fusible, so they come all cut out, ready to go. They have the fusible applique on the back, so it's really just a matter of you putting it down and ironing it on. That will kind of activate the adhesive on the back, and it will adhere to whatever fabric you are putting it on. It does come out with all the pieces, so really this is nice because it's kind of ready to go. There's no cutting required on my end. I just need to kind of apply the heat excuse me, and then just get that fused onto the fabric. So that's what this looks like. Okay, and then another one that I got, this is a laser cut application kit, kind of the same same type of thing as the applique one. It has the fusible interface on the back, but this one is laser cut, and I'm going to make the little panel that says "No place like home." Has a little sewing machine, and I thought that would be something that's really cute, and then I can kind of practice the binding on that as well. This is for a quilt size of a 12 inch by 12 inch. It does give you the fabric, so this one's kind of the kit itself. Comes with the fabric as well for the not the background fabric, but the binding. You can see here, this one kind of comes together, and you just gotta kind of pop out the pieces that you need. You can see like it has it kind of all together. You just gotta pop out the words. And so all of it is here. It's a little bit smaller on this end. So it's kind of nice that it has the little set, and you don't have to really get anything in addition as much as you would need. This is the you can see in the package here, this bottom piece here would be the fabric that it comes with, and it's so at the end it makes this 12 by 12 inch quilt that you can kind of throw together, and I thought that would be a lot of fun to do, so I got that one as well, and looking forward to putting this one together. So let me just put this one to the side. I'm going to show you one more thing that I got here. So sorry, it's horrible. This here is just a panel. I thought it was really pretty. I went ahead and picked that one up. And of course, it has little birds on it. Now it's got different sections to it, so while it is one panel, you don't necessarily have to keep it as one panel. You can, and let's say I wanted to do a little pillow. Like I got this panel, it's almost like I have 6 panels in one. So this one panel does have the borders on the side with the robins here on the end, but it's got these individual pieces here as well. Let me try to move this over to the side. And you can see here, what you can do is you can cut around here, make this one pillow and make this maybe like the back of that pillow. So you could literally get 1, 2, 3 pillows out of this one panel. Right, so this is what I really like. To me, it kind of like, well, that's a money saver, because you could really make more projects. Instead of just doing the one panel, you can make 3 different pillows, and I can have 3 different gifts that I can give out to someone. So I thought these were really neat. And then you also have these side robins here, and I thought that was really nice too. But it's like a cute little Christmas panel. It does have, you know, I'll let you guys kind of see it from here. You got the little reindeer, you got the barn on the bottom with the robin. And here you've got reindeer here with the moon. And we've got the snowman here. And the little house and the snowman here as well. So pretty neat. I mean, it's a cute little panel, but you know, when you're looking at panels, that's one thing you want to consider, because sometimes it's just one big panel, and that's fine too. But sometimes if you're looking for like a money saving type of ideas, you can try to pick up panels that have something like this, where it's got like 6 different ones that are individual, and you can actually cut them. You know, you don't necessarily have to use it the way it's designed. Like, you can make it your own and just cut those out, and I can, you know, like I said, I can make different pillows with that, and that'll knock out like 3 different gifts just in the one panel. So that'll actually save you some money. So just something to think about when you're looking at panels and you want to look at something that you're looking to gift out to someone. I think that's a great way to save some money. Now, one of the things that we want to talk about, let me just slide over here. So those are kind of like my money saving tips for you guys. One of the things that I wanted to show you, just kind of getting back to this yarn, like I said, I couldn't find any. They may restock it, they may not, I don't know. But I did get the chunky yarn in the same cinnamon cedar color that I think kind of like fell in love with. But while I was there, I also did find this other yarn. This one is of medium 4-weight. It's called an I Love This Yarn also, and the color is called Brighton Road. It's not so much of a fall-ish kind of color, though, although I did love the colors themselves. It's kind of similar to it. It's got kind of like a jean type of feel to it. And I thought this one will be really pretty as well. This is what it looks like. I thought the colors were pretty too. And so I'm thinking I'm going to try to do something with this as well. And like I said, this is a medium weight, number 4, and it is called Brighton Road. It is 100% acrylic. And I thought the colors were pretty as well. So this time I did pick up quite a few of those, because I didn't want to have to run into the same issue that I had with the cinnamon cedar as well. But luckily, I was able to do the beanies and get them out, but I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough to do a project for myself. But luckily I did. So I was able to make my own beanie. And this is something similar that I've sent out to our 2 winners. So I'm so sorry. So Marilyn and Donna each received their own beanies. I did make one for myself as well. So maybe if we meet up one time, we can all wear our beanies. I thought that would be cute. But I wanted to kind of try to make a set. And so I went ahead and I played around with my Centro machine, and I was able to make a little scarf set to go along with it. And so this is the scarf set that I made. Um, it is about 200 rows. So, you know, look at the colors. I mean, I love these colors, guys. I'm just so obsessed with this yarn. I love, love, love these colors. And so I went ahead and did about 200 rows on this. And then I cinched one of the rows as if you would any other beanie. And then what I did was I went back onto my Addy machine. I used the Addy 22 because I don't have the Central 22, so I have the Addy 22. And I was able to do about 40 rows here just to do this little loop right here. And so what I did with the loop is I went ahead and kind of fastened the loop, the ends of the loop, over to the top of the cinched piece of the scarf. And so it created this loop here, and then I decided to put a little button on it here. And what this loop will do is it'll allow you to kind of bring your scarf together. And then what you could do here, just pass it through the loop here. And then this is what the scarf will look like. Let me see if I can get some of the stuff out of the way so you can get a better picture of it. Now I have a little piece here hanging because I'm not done with the bottom part, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But this is basically the scarf. It's about 200 rows, and it's just a little set, and this is like a perfect little gift that you can give to someone, especially with the holidays coming up. You know, the fall is coming. It's actually here. And so you see all the different fall colors, and I think that, you know, because the yarn works really nice with the machine, I worked up the beanie and then I worked up the scarf. And I did the little loop so I can pull the scarf through, and it makes it adjustable, and you can kind of pull it up as tight as you want or as loose as you want. It's totally up to you. It makes it nice and functional. And then I just added a little button to it just to kind of give it that little bit of an extra oomph, I guess. So let me give you a little close-up here. That's what the button looks like. You can see here. Now my only piece that I have left is down towards the very end. So it's kind of really up to you the way you want to present this on the bottom. I went ahead and I cinched it. So it is, I closed the loop. So this was a tube. So I went ahead and closed it here. But I left this open here with the yarn attached because I wasn't quite sure on how I wanted to end it. Now, some people just put fringes on the end. You can certainly do that. Or you can just leave it with the nice, neat, closed finish on the bottom. I'm actually thinking of just, I'm going to grab my crochet hook and just maybe do like a little ruffle at the end here. And so just kind of, you know, crochet the ruffle in the end just to give it a little bit of a flair to it. Not too much of a ruffle, so I think my ruffle will not be any more than 2 inches. I doubt it's even going to be that big. You know, maybe inch and a half tops is what I would probably have it as. But that's what I'm thinking of doing here. And I thought, you know, this would just make a nice little gift set to have. So I thought it was really cute, and I started working on this one. So this is pretty much the only project I was able to do this week because I've been kind of, like I said, under the weather here. But I wanted to go ahead and show that over to you guys, because if it is, you know, kind of coming on that time where Christmas is, you know, kind of nearby and you're starting to think about gifts and things like that, this is a perfect, really quick gift that you can do. It doesn't take all that much time, and especially if you have the little adapter, you'll be done in no time. And don't worry about you know, putting these pieces together. Like I said, it's the scarf itself was about 200 rows. The loop itself was about 40 rows. And then just assembling it together, really, it's not much work at all. So it's pretty easy project to do if you're a beginner into your centros or your addies. These are a very beginner friendly project, so it's a lot of fun to do these, and it's something that, you know, it's useful. You know, it's something we definitely, if you're living up north and it's cold, it's something that they can definitely use, and it's not just going to be something sitting on a shelf somewhere. So let's see. Now, those are the kind of the work in progress type of projects that I wanted to show you. I did kind of want to go over something with you, and this is something that it's a project that I'm starting to kind of venture on. So let me just scoot this over a little bit. And I know we're kind of running a little low on time, so I'm going to try to go through this really, really fast. One thing that I'm looking at is I'm looking at sewing patterns and understanding the sewing pattern themselves, and all of this sewing patterns that are out there, they all have this wealth of information that's on the back of these patterns, and some people really struggle to understand what all this stuff means and how do I even begin to understand any of these things. So these are some of the things that I'm starting to kind of unravel. I was able to decipher a lot of these, so this is something that maybe I'm going to do probably in like a future little video clip. If that's something that you guys are interested in, let me know, because I wanted to kind of just play around with these. How do you read your patterns? What do they mean? You know, how do I get started on a simple project? Now, I'm looking at the Simplicity brand only because this brand can pretty much be found anywhere in any local Walmart. So I think I'm trying to find things that everyone can kind of find pretty easy. And so this is one of the brands that I did. Now, I have noticed that they have these that are called easy to sew on the label itself. And so I'm looking at some of these and I'm thinking these can probably be one of those beginner type projects. So I'm going to be doing some more research on this, but I wanted to let you guys be aware of that. And I've already kind of deciphered this whole back panel, and I'm reading through the instructions and stuff. So I think I'm really getting a handle of how this whole pattern making thing works. And so as I continue to find more and more information, I'm going to put it together. I'm going to try to put together the videos for those of you that are interested in maybe doing some pattern sewing. Maybe we can do kind of a little sew along together. So I hope you guys really would enjoy that. So now what we really want to get to for this hour, because I know we're really running low on time, let's now kind of switch over to announce who our third quarter trivia master is. So let's get right to it. Here we go. It's Robin's quilt basket. Robin, congratulations. Robin got 32 points. And let me tell you guys, this was a nail biter towards the end. There were so many people that were in competition for this spot, but Robin was able to hold on with 32 points and is our third quarter trivia master winner. So congratulations, Robin. You have now a couple of bragging rights that you can put out there. So if you guys haven't seen Robin's, she does have her own YouTube channel, so you might want to check her out. She's got an awesome apron on, I think. Thank you guys for participating in the trivia. And I hope you continue to do so. It is a lot of fun. Now, Robin, don't forget to send us an email. There's going to be, what I'm going to be gifting over to you is your choice of one of these 3 books. So you've got 3 choices that are out there. You've got the Quick and Easy Sewing book. We've got the Crochet Blanket book, or you have the Christmas Quilting book. So it'll be your choice of either one of those three. So just go ahead and pick one and let us know which one you would like for us to send over to you. I'm also sending over Robin a $20 gift card through Amazon so that she can get some crafting supplies. Alrighty, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope that you guys really enjoy the trivia and all the content that I bring out to you. Now, I see a few things going through the chat, and it's just kind of going fast, so I kind of missed some of the stuff, but I see someone's talking about the Raggedy Ann pattern. That is another pattern that you can get out there. You know, so if you go to your Joann's stores, they have the books out there for Simplicity, as well as a whole bunch of other brands. I'm just picking Simplicity because I know that Walmart carries it as well. And some people, you know, don't have a Joann's nearby where they live. So this is just kind of an easier kind of company for me to do that everyone will be able to have a good chance of kind of finding the pattern. You can also order the patterns online as well, so that's another option that you may have. But I'm looking at these Simplicity brands, and some of this stuff you can do on a serger, but not everyone has a serger, so I'm going to look at different options to see what the best way is. I did find this Simplicity is $83.77. This one's a pattern hacking one that has different styles that you can do within the same packet. So when you pick up these patterns, you know, it's not just the picture that you see on the side here, and you know, maybe they have a couple of options here on this side, but you know, you may want to think about this, and maybe you like picture A here. Maybe you like this and that's what you want to make, or maybe you don't want to make it with the pockets, or maybe, you know, you prefer not to have the hood. You know, there's different things that you can kind of do to kind of change the look of it by using the pattern. So we want to talk about things like that, or how you can change a pattern itself and make it your own. So those are the types of things that I'm looking at and studying and kind of learning as I go. And as I kind of learn the information, I'll make sure to get those out to you. Okay, let me jump into the chat and see if I see anything here. Oh, Angela says, I had fun and you have inspired and informed me a lot, Nancy. Thank you, Angela. I truly appreciate that. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. I really try to bring different content. I try to bring different content over to you guys, and as I get, you know, new information and information that I learn, I like to kind of, you know, bring that out to you. Now, I am nowhere near any of these big time experts on everything, so I try to just bring the information. I like to kind of test it out for myself, and then I'll show you, you know, what I was able to come up with and how things worked for me, and you know, and I'll explain, you know, not just the good things, but the bad things that happen too. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Let's see. Donna says, I believe that some patterns are designed specifically for sergers. Yes, they are usually simple styles. I use a serger stitch like on my SE 1900 for long seams to prevent raveling. Right. And then there's also, there are some things that are just for your serger, and those are the ones I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to do ones that you can do both with. But there are also specialty feet that you can get on your sewing machine that would do the same job as a serger as well. And a lot of us really don't explore a lot of these specialty feet that they have for your sewing machine because we're a little afraid, intimidated, and don't really understand it or know how to really use it. And that's what I kind of want to take a deep dive into looking at, because sometimes, you know, you don't need that fancy serger. You can actually just do it with your sewing machine. You just need a little help as to figuring out what specific sewing foot you would need, or how you would go about achieving the same type of results, or at least something similar to that. And that's what I'm trying to kind of drive here is, you know, how can you get these types of patterns, use them to make them your own, and then also do it with a regular sewing machine. So I'm going to try to touch upon all types of things on that end. So I hope you guys are interested in that, let me know, because I would really like to share the different types of things that you guys would be interested in learning more of, so I can focus kind of more on those topics. So let me know if that is something of interest to you guys. Alrighty, so I think that is all I have for you guys today. Again, I'm a little under the weather, so it's kind of been a little crazy this week. And I'm hoping that next week I'll be good and I'll be able to give you some more information. So sorry guys for all the coughing and things going on today. I'm still a little congested, but I really hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe. And I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye everyone.